It's time for some more language. So if you get out language workbook page 157, we'll continue our study of adverbs. Remember that adverbs are words that describe a verb. They tell us how something is done. They also tell us when the action of the verb happened. So there'll be words like today, yesterday, tomorrow. Those are all adverbs. They're going to tell us when something happened. Adverbs can also sometimes tell us how often the action, the verb happens. So always, never, rarely. Those are also adverbs. Why don't we do some practice? It sounds great in the box, and that's there for your reference, but let's look for some, and I think that'll make more sense to you. Let's check out these sentences in section A. It says, John shot the basketball perfectly. Again, here, they're being really nice, I think, because they found the verb for us. They've done some of the work. John is the subject. What did John do? John shot. Well, how did John, right? How did he shoot the basketball? He shot it perfectly. So again here, perfectly is our adverb. And we circle it and we draw an arrow and point it to the verb. All right, so that one tells me how. And number 2, let's look at number 2. It says, suddenly the balloon popped. Balloon is our subject. The verb is popped. Okay. When did the verb, this one says when did the verb, when did the balloon pop? So in number 2, this adverb answers the question when. When did it pop? I guess it could also do how, but it was suddenly. So we would circle it and draw an arrow pointing to the verb. Number 3, Silas went camping Saturday. Silas is the subject. He went. And when did he go? He went Saturday. So we would circle Saturday and draw an arrow back to the verb went. Why don't you try 4 and 5 on your own? Pause the video, do 4 and 5, and then resume the video to check it and see how you do. So you should have already done 4 and 5 now. And let's see which adverbs, if you found them. So number 4, today Lewis said his Bible verse. Said is the verb, Lewis is the subject. Lewis said when, this is one that says when, and it's today. So it should look like this. And number 5, Ava usually says thank you. Okay, well, how often does Ava say thank you? She says it usually. So there's the adverb there. It also ends in ly. So that is a nice help. Again, if you miss something, just circle it, erase, change your circles, draw your arrows, all that good stuff. In part B, they want us to draw a line from each verb to the adverb you think that matches. All right, so let's see, what did you get for this part? Well, we have eat, jump, hug, sing, and laughed. We have sometimes, beautifully, politely, gently, and suddenly. Some of these you could go in any direction, they're interchangeable. A few of them can only go with a certain verb. So I would do those first. Probably like sing and beautifully goes together. Let's see. You would hug. Well, you could hug gently. We can't eat gently. And it's hard to laugh gently. So we could do you hug gently. What about politely? I think you would eat politely, right? But some of these, you might have something different. You could laugh. Either way here, you could jump. Sometimes you could jump suddenly. Laugh. Either way, those Some of those are interchangeable. So yours might be a little different on a couple of those. It just needs to make sense. And the last part here at the bottom, it's your turn to write your own sentences using these adverbs. And number 1, you're going to use slowly in a declarative sentence. So it's a telling sentence, and I want you to use the adverb correctly. And number 2, you get to write an imperative sentence. So imperative is a bossy sentence. So you're going to give a command using quietly. And the last one is an exclamatory sentence using now. So why don't you go ahead and do one, and we'll do one here together as well. For slowly, I walked slowly through the park. Again, sentences start with capital letters. And we want to make an interesting sentence. We want to use, more than just a couple words. Number 2, we want a bossy sentence, right? Imperative. You want to tell someone to do something and to do it quietly. So something if we were at school, walk quietly in the hall. I'm sure you came up with a great sentence there too. Walk quietly in the hallway. Exclamatory using now. Oh boy, there's so many you could do for this one, right? Oh, I don't know. Now, right? The right time is now. Do it now. So lots of ones with now. You guys are good at exclamatory sentences. Just make sure it starts with a capital letter and you get that exclamation point at the end. So I hope this was just some good additional practice. Also just adding some different types of adverbs. Our next page, next week, we'll do some more practice. You just reviewing adjectives and bringing those all together. So I'll see you next time. Bye.